Also, guys, big reminder: fucking Crowder is being replatformed. Crowder is breaking the mold. Crowder is doing what we did 2 years ago, leaving
He's fighting
YouTube.
Big Con.
He's leaving YouTube and going 100% Rumble.
Why? Because he has 2 strikes and he doesn't want to end up like Nightwave?
I don't know what he's doing. But I do know this. I guess we could start with this, right? We're already talking about it. We might as well. 4 Steven Crowder staffers exit show after interrogations and insane NDAs. Now, if you listen to ROTC, you already knew this was going on because, we know a little bit more.
Were we right?
Turns out.
Were we right?
Turns out, again.
I mean, like, I don't think we've been more right.
No.
About a person. And, like, we hit this guy. It was a fucking bull. This was one of those, like, the Robin Hood where he shoots an arrow in between the arrow. You know what I mean? Like, we split an arrow with one of our arrows.
Well, here's what it says. Steven Crowder set draconian non-disclosure agreements to his staff with a $100,000 breach of contract.
Steve, I only make $60,000 a year.
Shut up, Dad.
Could you imagine?
Breach of contract penalty after media reported on allegations of workplace misconduct and the right-wing commentators Rumble show. 5 current and former staff members said. Last month, it was reported on allegations of bullying, inappropriate drug use, and lewd sexual workplace misconduct at Louder with Crowder, the popular online show that recently joined Rumble.
Oh, thanks. Thanks for that.
A YouTube alternative.
Hey, Chris, we got a little ink.
Little plug.
We got a little ink, as they call it.
2 hours after, how would you say, Mediaite?
Hey,
Mediaite?
how come
Mediaite?
Rumble doesn't treat us like remotely as nice as any of these people, and we're not getting these articles written up about us?
No,
we're not rubbing our dick. Well, we are rubbing our dicks all over each other's shoulders, but nobody's complaining to the press about it.
Thank you for reminding me I need more sugar-free cheesecake ad.
Oh, yeah.
They're actually good.
Oh, yeah, I bet.
They are.
You know what else is good? Regular cheesecake. Yeah.
2 hours after we how do you say Mediaite? Mediaite? Mediaite?
Yeah, I don't know. Hey, Mediaite, this is a shit name for a company. It's no Gawker.
Okay, well, after...
By the name Gawker, I think you could get that cheap.
I was going to say, after Gawker published the follow-up report detailing an internal staff...
Just keep calling it a different one. His response to BuzzFeed read.
An internal staff meeting with Louder and Crowder held in response to the initial story in which CEO Gerald Morgan told staffers they could no longer communicate with former employees. NDAs were sent out.
Question. That's illegal, right?
Well, it's not, and here's why. Texas is a right-to-work state. So in Texas... they could fire you. They don't have to give you a reason for firing you. So what they did is they go, there's new updated contracts. You either could sign it or work here, or we wish you luck at your future endeavors.
What I'm saying is, even in a right-to-work state, there are workers' protections, right? You could say, maybe the article's written poorly. I would imagine that they're not stupid enough to do that.
Okay, so
I would imagine they said you're not allowed to talk to former employees about work.
Yes, correct.
Shit.
That's what I'm about to get to.
Okay, all right. Because the way they wrote it, it's like, you're not allowed to talk to anyone who ever worked here. I don't care if it's the guy who brought the Poland spring water. You don't even I don't even want to see you eye fucking them.
The agreements, which were reviewed by HuffPo, were emailed to current Louder with Crowder employees on July 26th and read in part, employee maintains its promises and covenants to not disclose confidential information and define in the amendment, company provide employee with confidential information during the period in which employees employed by the company.
What confidential information? Well, how much it costs you to get a fucking a gimp suit for your next Trump fucking song parody?
Crowder's panty sizes?
Yeah, like what are you talking about? What confidential shit?
Well, this is what you're doing here. So this is what happens. They're just going to say everything here is confidential, so you can't talk about anything. The agreement added that if the breach of contract should occur, the employees would be liable to the company for liquidated damages in the amount of $100,000. Now, because they're the Crowder defenders. I know what they have to say. This story just came out, but the Crowder defenders are going to be like, yeah, it's a company. They shouldn't be saying confidential stuff. Now, I'd understand that if you're running a satellite company or some company with proprietary information.
Yeah.
You're doing a podcast, bro. Like, what?
Yeah, you didn't...
This is a national secrets.
You didn't found gray matter with Walter White. You know what I mean? Like, you're not coming up with fucking... You know what I mean? Yeah. You're not running a fucking tech firm. You're just an idiot who does it who wears fucking dresses and dances around like a...
And I think the NDA thing is hilarious And the NDA, by the way, this NDA thing was 100%. Not only because of, but in response to that Crowder, how does Crowder likes potato microwave video? Because that came out, he didn't like it. Well, no. This is not to protect any company secrets. What secrets does Crowder have besides possibly his sexuality? So,
do you think that like I know that there's other like the Post story, there's shit that's gotten under skin, but. That potato video that
bothers me. Well, we know for a fact it bothers.
What I'm saying is that was entwined in some of these new policies. Like they were definitely thinking about that video too because of some of the shit that was in it. You know, they were like, "Where are the fucking leaks?"
Remember when we first played that video? Everyone's like, "This is so stupid, guys. I mean, it's funny, but it's dumb." And we're like, "Oh no, this is all real." Oh, I'm sorry. It's done in a funny format, but it's all real.
But it's real.
But it's all real. So it says here, the agreement added that if the breach of contract should occur, the employee will be liable to the company for liquidated damages in the amount of $100K. I hereby acknowledge that the said damages are reasonable and do not constitute a penalty, and I further agree that I will not consent to the reasonableness of the said liquidated... The staffers were told that they had to sign the NDA by Friday, July 27th. Crowder held a meeting in which he warned staff against speaking out. Stephen was livid.
This brings me joy.
We know he was. Stephen was livid. A source close to Rumble host told Mediaite. He and Gerald Morgan said that they knew someone was talking to you.
Uh-oh.
The author of this piece, based on the article you wrote, they said whoever text messaged former employees about us not being able to hang out with them would be given amnesty if we confess by 2. This is high school bullshit. Hey, guys,
this isn't
Crowder defenders, your hero. You're looking at your hero.
This isn't high school bullshit. This is straight up psycho, like authoritarian, like, you have until 2 p.m. and I will give you amnesty. And everyone else will fall to the blade.
Read the next line, Mersh. Can you please, after 2 p.m., I want you to read it to see a psych.
If no one confessed, then they would see it as malice. No one confessed. So they started interrogating a few people.
What the flying fuck, bro? You run a podcast. You run a podcast.
They broke out the fucking battery cables and shit.
It is pretty...
Man, this new Bannerlord DLC fucking sucks.
It really is great. Gay.
I hate the Atkins shakes. During the meeting, Crowder downplayed a sexual misconduct allegation and said another source close to the soon-to-be divorced father of 2. Ouch.
Hey, for the record, I love whenever they write that in an article. It's the most useless sentence ever. Everyone always downplays their sexual assault allegations. I feel like that's just information that's always redundant. Like, he downplayed. What do you think he did? Leaned into it?
If you're not okay with the guys playing sack tap, then this isn't the place for you. The source said, why is Crowder so obsessed with still being able to touch people's balls? The NDA was insane, said the source close to Crowder. Most employees were scared because of it. Some talked to lawyers about it because they were afraid, but they thought if he didn't sign it, he would whatever. A former Louderwood Crowder employee said the NDA and bullying tactics are a clear sign of a toxic workplace culture that will not be cleaned up anytime soon. That's pretty much it.
Real quick, going back to the right to work state thing. Yeah, you can fire your employees for any reason. What you can't do is tell them that the reason is because you won't let them put your balls on their shoulder anymore.
Yeah, if you're not okay with like, it's the stuff he's not. Crowder is fighting harder for his right to touch dudes' balls than anything else he's ever done in his life. I've never seen this.
And by the way, you know, Texas might be a right to work state, but it still falls under the jurisdiction of the Equal Opportunity, Opportunity Commission. So,
and again, like, and he's coming back with those flash stuff. Crowder, you're the problem, bud. You're the problem, and we know exactly what's bugging you. Don't think you do. You'll never you never ever say our name. I don't care. Because you know what? We know we got to you. We know we got, and we you know what? And I really do apologize for the employees that had that fucking fear Crowder's bisexual TRT rage.
You are gonna make me feel bad now. I feel a little bad that some of these people were getting fucking battery terminals to the nips.
Yeah, fucking seriously. So, you know, Crowder, good luck on Rumble, but now people see who you are, and you're not getting the protection you used to, and even half the people that used to fucking defend you are not going like, oh, this guy's kind of a fucking piece of shit. He's a megalomaniac. He's a fucking crazy person. Joe Rogan runs his podcast with like 2 other people. Like, think about it. Maybe 3, but he doesn't. This guy has a team for what? What are you doing? You need a team for
all the song
Somebody's
parodies.
Got to microwave the potato.
I have a green screen and funny outfits. Okay, I'll get Hammy down here in a minute, and he'll fucking do 5 skits better than you ever done in your life. Okay, we're just lazy.
You're lucky.
You're lucky we're lazy, Crowder. You're real lucky we're lazy.
You're lucky I'm so fucking broken. Not even the Adderall gets me going like it does with you.